Steve, we've learned there were criminal investigations years before her son was abused, allegedly at the hands of his principal at school. And now some fear there may be more victims out there.
It could have been stopped. You know, it's like it didn't have to get as far as it did.
We won't show her face or tell you her name. For the purpose of this story and this lawsuit, she's Jane Doe because her son is an alleged sex assault victim.
I know how it's affected my son. That's the biggest part. It's not my life, it's his life, but it's affected me. But he has to live with it for the rest of his life.
He is one of several boys who say they were molested at the hands of their middle school principal, David Edwards. Edwards resigned suddenly just before school started last year. He'd been arrested and charged with multiple sex crimes against children within weeks. Jane Doe says she trusted Edwards, who seemed to take on a special mentoring interest with her son at Ramsey Street Alternative School.
And at the time I was a single parent, so it was like he was trying to help me help him, let me take care of him, and I got his bag, and he was a pastor.
During the summer of 2009, Doe says she and her son were called to Edwards' office, where the principal told her the boy was failing and needed more time at Ramsey Street, 45 days to be exact.
It's like if you didn't pass a grade, how can you make it up in 45 days? You know, but now it seems strange, you know, but at the time I really thought he was trying to help.
Edwards, she says, asked her to step out of the office so he could talk to her son alone.
And get him straight one-on-one, you know, man-to-man. I said, okay.
Fast forward to January 2013, her son, now back at his assigned school, Douglas Byrd Middle, started to act out again. She didn't understand, especially since his old mentor, Edwards, had recently been named principal there. She says it all came out in a family meeting.
He exploded and just said, "You don't know what I've been through." That night, he said it again. I said, well, you know, what did you go through? And then when he said it, he says, well, I've been molested. And then he went out the back door. One of the first things he told me, once he came back into the house, that, Mom, you remember the first, when we went back up to the school and we were talking to Dr. Edwards about why I didn't pass, and he withheld my son in the office after we discussed that. He was like, that was the first time it happened. I said, well, I was there, you know, I was there.
She says she had no idea something could be happening as she waited outside that office. She still doesn't know the specifics.
He's never told me. He's never told me. He took him in the bathroom. I do know that much.
In March, Edwards was indicted on 11 counts of sex crimes against 3 boys, including Doe's son, between 2009 and 2011 on the campuses of Ramsey Street Alternative and Douglas Byrd Middle. But there are concerns there may be more victims.
And the more I learned about it, the more I realized it was just the tip of the iceberg.
Lisa Lanier represents 2 of the boys in civil suits against Edwards in the Cumberland County Board of Education. One filed last month, another expected this week.
I want to uncover every possible witness, every possible victim, because these boys are out there and they're hurting.
She says the school system knew Edwards was accused of molesting students.
In investigating this claim, we have ascertained information from witnesses who came forward and complained about the bizarre behavior, about what was going on, and no one did anything.
When Edwards resigned from his post at Douglas Byrd Middle right before the start of the 2013 school year, the system reported he'd gone away for educational reasons. They said they were unaware of the latest accusations. But a spokesperson with the Sheriff's Department told us last week they'd investigated Edwards for molestation claims as far back as 2007, again in 2011, and in each case they had to notify the system because of Edwards' position.
It could have been stopped, you know, a long time ago, that maybe it wouldn't have got as far as other kids, and especially my son.
And this stuff went on right under everyone's nose.
And if the allegations prove true, lives have been changed forever.
Just therapy and continue with that, and hopefully, you know, one day that he can put it behind him.
I asked Cumberland County Schools if they knew Edwards faced multiple investigations as far back as 2007, but their attorney said they could not comment on pending litigation. As of now, both Edwards and the district face those civil suits. And Edwards, who's out on bond and still the pastor of a local church, is going through the process to schedule a trial that could happen next fall unless he pleads guilty before then. For the I-Team, Nicole Carr, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.